Today I'll be talking about the risks and recommendations I have for the Hansen family by first going over a summary of what they have and their situation, then by going into their home, auto, life, disability, health, and other insurance recommendations that I have. I will also be going over some non-insurance recommendations at the end that they can make to better help liability. So let's go into a summary of their situation. They have a net worth above $1 million, which makes them a high-income family. Now talking about a little bit of their situation, let's move on to homeowners insurance. They have a straight-up HO3 policy, and they redid their backyard, so they have a lot of attractive nuisances. And they are missing water backup and code upgrade coverage. So here are some recommendations that I make for the Hansen family to help their liability. I'd love to increase their dwelling from 481K to 750K because the housing market has gone up so much, they're underinsured. And then I'd like to increase their structure from 48K to 200K. They just got a pickleball court, hot tub, brand new fireplace, and a putting green. These are all attractive nuisances, and so if anything happened to their backyard, we would want them to be able to replace those commodities that they have, but also we'd like to increase the guest medical to 5 to 10K from 1K because with this liability of all those fun, attractive nuisances, we just want them to be insured. And we'd add water backup coverage from 20K to 25K because of the hot tub. So let's move to some recommendations that we have from auto insurance. They are missing under insured motorist coverage and uninsured motorist coverage. So some recommendations I would have for them is to first increase their limits from 100, 300, 200K to 250, 500, and 250K. This will just help them if they are hitting a higher or a more expensive car. But I would also recommend adding some coverage for a UM or UIM at 250K and 500K. This limit will just allow them to be protected if somebody is underinsured. Going to life insurance, they have one term policy that's overpriced and they do not have any permanent coverage components. So my recommendations is to replace the really expensive term policy that has a face value of 250K for a more efficient 10 to 15 year term. And then I'd like to convert, they do have $1 million policy, so I'd like to convert at least 100 to 250K of that $1 million policy into permanent coverage, just in case something happens premature. Disability insurance, they are currently self-insured, so I would recommend an individual LTD for both parents. And because David is a high net worth client, I'd like him to have 30K benefit 30K monthly benefit till he's the age of 67. That will take care of all their needs. Health insurance recommendations I have is keep their HSA. They're now contributing, or they're currently contributing $5,000 every year, but I would like to bump it up and max it out at $8,300. This would just allow them to get some nice retirement benefits after he retires and just ensure that they have enough money. Then I would also like them to maintain an $8,000 minimum in the HSA just because that is their out-of-pocket max. And so if anything happens, we want them to at least be able to hit the out-of-pocket max before the insurance covers the rest. Other insurance needed, I would recommend a $5 million personal umbrella policy. This covers lawsuits, auto liability, overflow, slander, and major judgments. Because they're high net worth, people often go after them, so an umbrella policy would just help ensure that they are protected. Some non-insurance recommendations I would make is I would have people sign waivers before they can enter the backyard and use those fun outdoor commodities that they have. I would install locks on the fences so kids can't just wander in and get into trouble that way. And they do have 5 cars, so I'd recommend parking way far away just to make sure that nothing bad happens to their cars. They avoid shopping carts and other stuff like that. So to conclude, I'd increase their liability, put in an umbrella policy, and recommend to protect a high-income valuable asset by just upping the insurance overall in all those places. Those are my recommendations for the Hansen family.